All right, welcome to Moba Dojo. So today we're gonna cover a quick lesson, uh, resource management. So resource management is basically if you're new to MOBAs, everybody has a resource, at least in predecessor. And if you're playing a league, there are going to be characters who don't have a resource, and you can just ignore this video. If your main game is a character who doesn't, if you're a Garen or someone like who doesn't have a resource, then just ignore this video. But for today, I'm a mage playing on a lane, and we're basically saying, okay, hey, we're just gonna harass. I'm just gonna harass them. So typically, if I was the AD carry or the support, I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna harass you. Boom. Even though that missed, we're not gonna worry about that.
Don't judge me.
Okay, so the thing is, you have to learn on how and when to harass, because if you're constantly just throwing out harassment constantly, and you're not really making much progress, if you're not doing a lot of damage, as you see, I just used two skills and I'm already like halfway through my bar. So you hit them, you're like, okay, cool, and then hit them again. That's four skills. Now I've hit him with four skills so far. No, I've hit him with two skills. But you know what I'm saying. When you use too much mana, you see how it's not really doing much damage? And how I just leave myself open like that? Now I have practically no mana, and now I'm forced to go back. Because I have neither. Uh, what happens is you're unable to stay in the lane. And what happens then when you're forced to go back? You lose out on experience, you lose out on kills, you lose out on gold, but most importantly, you lose out on experience, because within the first 15 minutes, experience is very important, because whoever hits level 6 in their lane respectively typically wins the next team fight. If the person, if they're level 5 and I'm level 6, technically I have the advantage in the team fight. So what you want to do is, what I typically do is I'll throw out, I'll throw out like a harassment. Like if I'm playing mid, I'll like hit him with a spell, right? I'll level one spell, and then I'll look at the damage that it did, and I'm like, okay, that's not that much of a that's not much damage. Is this really worth spamming? Is this worth spamming? Am I making enough dent to really justify the spending of mana? So, because they don't have mana potions in Predecessor. There might be a mana potion in your chosen MOBA. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if MOBA still use mana potions. I think they've all mostly moved to just straight up healing potions. I think League still does a mana potion. I don't know, but if the damage I'm causing with the level one, the level one skill, it's not enough. Like if I'm doing like maybe like a 3-5% damage and it's taking like a chunk of my mana, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to be patient and you're gonna wait till you get a higher level of the skill. That way, the damage output is a lot higher than what the mana cost is, and that way you're gonna have enough resources to, let's say, I don't know, get away from a gank like that, or let's say there's another team fight that's about to break out right next to you, and you go to help the team fight. You ain't got no mana, bruh. All you got is your auto attacks. Auto attacks don't win team fights early on. Like they really don't. Unless you're an AD carry, your auto attacks are fucking not helping really at all. So another situation would be for, like, because we covered the damage aspect, right? We covered the damage aspect, so now let's cover the support side. Now let's say that I'm playing support. I'm playing and this is not a predecessor quote. Um, let's say I'm playing a support who actually heals. Like I'm healing my person or whatever, and I want to keep them topped off.
Phrasing?
I'm just saying, topped off in this means, you keep them fully healed and maxed. topped off.
Hey, phrasing.
Anyways, if you're a person who likes keeping people topped off,
Phrasing.
shut up. If you like keeping them topped off, then yeah, you're gonna go through your mana real quick and in a hurry. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna run into a situation where a team fight pops up, or you're getting ganked, and you have no mana to save your guy. You have no mana to save your team, save yourself, or save your duo. And again, as a support, your autos are fucking useless. You're not saving anybody with autos. So, what can also help, and this is just kind of like more of an if you're comfortable with it, if you don't have any mana and you don't have anything, what you can do is you can use your body, and not in the lewd way. Get your mind out the gutter, nasty. Because I mentioned this before in another video covering the support role, where when you're playing a role specifically, you're gonna be times where you're fighting for buffs and team fights and shit like that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna end up putting your body in front of the enemy, or no, put your body in front of your ally. Excuse me. That way you're soaking up the damage that's being caused to them, and therefore they're able to survive longer. They can either survive. They either survive or they get the kill that they were going to because you saved them a second or a minute or whatever it took to get them. So, and there you go. That's resource management in a nutshell. I hope this helps you, and I will see you next time.